Okay. What's up, YouTube? It's Mecca the Entertainer here. We got two special guests today. We got Antoine, and then we got my friend Matt here. Everyone say hello.
Yo,
So,
And so,
what's up?
as you see in our title and our video today, because we have a very kind of like interesting topic. So, what we're going to talk about today is why is Tinder trash for men? And there's kind of a lot of things. It's not just one thing about it, about men that's just really trash about it, but like just it's gonna be a couple several things that we're gonna kind of like just deep in. I mean, not deep in. We're gonna just kind of like dive into. So, Antoine, you're on the spot. Why do you think Tinder is trash for men?
well, I think it's trash for men because Tinder is basically is just for hookups. Ain't nobody trying to find a relationship.
Now, when you say this, are you saying like hookups for like men trying to get hookups for females, or females trying to get hookups from men, like, or is it vice versa? What do you think?
I think it's both sides, but some men want to find a relationship, and girls be like, "Oh, I don't want to be tied." They be like, "Oh, I want to be tied down." And, there's this, the wave of city girls trending, hot girl summer. Them type of females, they just want to just be bopping, hop, just left and right to, guys, man. And I'm like,
I
I'm
mean,
like, damn.
I feel like I understand what you're saying, because like I definitely do feel like there is a lot of people that do try to like hook up on there, but at the same time, I feel like there are a lot of people that do, people like me who generally just want something real, don't want to do the hookup stuff. And I think it's kind of weird. It's just like that you say that. I mean, not weird, but like interesting, because it's like I feel like it is very true in this generation where it's like I feel like people just they don't want nothing real, man. They just want to just get right to the point of that, and then it doesn't progress to anything. Now, Matt, do you have
It
anything to comment about that, or like, what do you think?
Like on my reasoning on why Tinder's trash for men?
Yeah, like, go ahead.
Well, my what I think why it's trash for men is honestly because it gives too many women too many different options. Because they
Hmm.
could, if you buy the gold, you could sit there and swipe on men all day long,
Right.
and then you have all these different messages for men. Like you can get like maybe like 50, maybe 30 different messages from men throughout the day,
Hmm.
and that gets to their heads a little bit. Like, oh, I'm this, I'm that.
Hmm.
So they automatically assume that they're too good to talk to some of the nicer dudes or whatever, and they see all these fake profiles. Well, not really fake, but you know how some dudes be capping and saying like,
Oh
"Oh, I
yeah.
got
Oh
all this
yeah.
money and all that."
Hmm.
So a lot of those women are just going to be going straight after those bums.
Oh yeah.
So
I
it gives
I
them too
I
many options,
I
and it makes
completely
it harder
agree.
for us men.
I completely agree to that, and that's the thing I was just telling my friend who was trying to join the call earlier. It's just I feel like when it comes to like Tinder for men, I feel like a woman definitely do have a lot more options than men do. And bringing up the gold thing is true. It's like we could be swiping, and then like they just boom, you got 50 options right there, and you got so much to choose from. And it's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like just like unlimited options for women, where it's like compared to men, it's kind of traditional for men to like make the first move. And while that you got like like 50 to like like you said 30 to 50 messages, you get the option to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep scrolling, I'm gonna keep looking, and I get to decide like, okay, well, this guy, I'm not really into this guy, let me just keep making all these decisions. So I definitely do agree to what you're saying. Like, I definitely feel like it's kind of a little bit unfair. Like, plus like men are the ones reaching out to, like, women. I mean, yeah, I've had a couple girls like say hey and stuff, but like that's nothing compared to like you're like a or just being a girl in general. You just have so much, like, you already have like so many advantages of people already just message you in first, and just like, and it just kind of just blocks out all like the good people, because you got like you got the good guys that message you, and then you got like you know the bad guy that messaged you, or like like the bad boys,
The
the fuck
bad
boys,
boy.
and then you got the weirdos and all that stuff. Got a whole mixture. It's just, I feel like there's so many, and then it just like, I mean, at the same time, like, I guess you could say it's like you know, since there's too many, you can't really tell who anybody is behind the screen. So it's kind of like I'll give you that, but like I definitely do feel like there's like a little disadvantage.
Exactly.
And I don't know. I agree. I highly
But
agree.
also, I I also feel like the hookup culture ruined dating, such
Mhm.
as like different social medias, like maybe not just Tinder, but social media definitely and hookup culture definitely ruined dating.
Oh yeah,
In relationships.
I agree. I agree for sure because it's like a lot of men, a lot of men too, kind of just like figure that like they just want to get like the little little nut in or whatever, just like one night stand, and it's just like that's it, like that's all that's gonna kind of just that's how I'm gonna just live my life and just like well I'm gonna keep doing this until I settle down. And
And
like I said,
it mess up for the good guys though.
yeah, it does mess up for the
You
good
and
guys.
me, because
Exactly.
I'm like, if we see a beautiful girl like on social media, be like, dang, I want to talk to her. You slide in the DM, they first thing they think.
I agree. No, I agree, Antoine, because a lot
You
of, and
saying
that's another thing too. It's where it's like the good, like the bad guys, I think kind of just like block out all the good guys, and then that's where, and then when they mess up, and then when the good guy tries to message them, and then it just kind of just like, oh well, they're gonna do the same thing. I gotta let me just keep looking somewhere else, and then it just kind of just messes it up. Now I will say like girls, of course you're allowed to talk to whoever you want to. Like of course you have like the power to choose who you want to be with, or like whatever. Or if you're not genuinely attracted to this person, or whatever reason, you have whatever reason. But it's like at the same time, it's like I feel like Tinder, what it does is just like like you said, Matt, it kind of just gives you like this super big ego, where like you kind of like you look at the nice guys, like oh well I can get him, but I can let me find someone that has all these things. But then it turns out when they have all these things, it's just they're not things that's going to keep a relationship going. It's just materialistic things.
Yup. Couldn't have said that one better myself.
And it's just like it's just crazy. Like yeah, you can have money, you can have the nicest car, but is that what's gonna keep your heart in shape? No, it's like it's just that's not what love runs on. I mean, it's just crazy to think about that. Yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking about like that's crazy how some like girls just kind of like have that mindset where it's just like you know yeah, like oh, I'm gonna choose this guy that has all these things, and just like just forget the nice guy that's that has all the good traits and all the good qualities to maintain a relationship. And
That
go ahead.
honestly makes me think. That honestly reminds me of this thing I saw on TikTok not too long ago, where I don't know if you've seen it, where the guy says, "I gave you $20, but he gave you 30. The entire time I had 20, but he had 200."
Hmm.
Where the dude with who gave her the $30 but had all the extra money in his pocket looked better to her because he had more compared to the guy who gave her literally his last $20 that he had to his name.
Hmm.
If that makes any sense.
No, it does. I understand what you're saying, and that's what some outcomes from people just kind of look at, like they get one quick look. Okay, like this guy has $200 now compared to someone's last $20, but that last $20, that person could be, maybe later in life sometime a millionaire or something. And then like the person who has the $200, yeah, it looks nice at first, but then they're not doing what they're doing, and they're not upkeeping with what they're supposed to be doing, and then they just kind of just plummet, and then they also bring that person down too, and then they have that mindset, okay, well I messed up, I should have gave that other guy a chance. And like I said, I definitely agree with that, because it's all about, to me, it's about chance, well, making the right chances and choices. Because if you don't make the right choice, then you kind of mess it up for other people, and that's where I kind of feel like Tinder just kind of did. It's just like it kind of messes it up for a lot of other people who are nice. And like yeah, you could, to me, it's like how I put it is like I guess like attraction also does play like a big thing, but like that's not really what the focus of this is. Like really, it's mostly just like, in my opinion, it's mostly looking at looking at what you see, and then like if you see that it's not good, or you see it's as like materialistic, and you still kind of go for it, and that's the only thing you're looking for, then you're kind of just ruining it for the people who have that's not looking for like the materialistic things, and has such like a big heart and stuff. And then when they kind of just miss that, and then it messes it up. It's just like it's like kind of like a domino effect. It just messes it up for like people way behind, because then they'll start thinking like, okay, well, if all men are gonna be like this, then I'm not gonna give any the nice guys a chance or whatever. And it's just crazy. But back to like the whole like core of like the app itself. I just think, when it comes to the whole just like making a selection thing, I do agree. It's like, it's unfair. And yeah, you got apps like where it's like, Bumble, and Bumble's okay. It's still, to me, I feel like it's still like, I feel like honestly, Bumble, the way how it works, man, honestly, is like it's okay. I've made a couple friends off of it, and I've had some success with it, but at the same time, it's like I feel like you have to look a super certain way to get someone's attention, or you have to have really nice things, or something like that. Because it's like being nice isn't enough anymore in this generation now.
Nope,
It's
personality is definitely not enough.
yeah, personality is definitely not enough. So it's either you got to have the nicest car, the nicest job, and I guess like I'll put it like this: yeah, if you want to be with somebody that wants to have like dreams and goals, I understand that, that's acceptable, but if you're gonna make it where it's like their whole financial stability, where it's like if you're judging them off that and then not who they really are, and just making all these dumb assumptions, then yeah, that's where you're kind of just lacking at in heart. It's sad because there are some really good people that don't have the nicest job or has the nicest car, didn't go to didn't go to college, or all these things, but you just keep choosing like these bums, man. Like I hate to see that, man. Just girls choosing bums or like F boys, and just it pisses me off, man. Oh.
Like I mean, for an example, like you got that one kid that worked every single day after work throughout high school to get that 2012 Toyota Camry, compared to that kid whose parents literally bought him a brand new 2019 2020 vehicle, and he's out there flexing it like he worked hard for it.
Oh
Now,
yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, like I'd rather go for the person that has the hard work ethic and doesn't give up and is going to work his way up, compared to the kid that was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, because he doesn't have the same work ethic as that other kid.
Exactly. I completely agree, because someone that has a lot of work ethic is also going to put a lot of work into the relationship, compared to as someone that's, given everything, and, and is just, say for example, someone could be super attractive and they could be also like just given everything in life, then they're going to be expected, just everything handed to them, or they're going to be expected someone that's going to have kind of like equal like things. So I definitely agree with that. I definitely do. Where I feel like it's just people don't go for like the hard workers anymore. They just want to go with these thugs that just want to, or not even thugs, like just people that just want to get quick money, or just like it's.
They make a dope cap. It be the thugs, man. It be the
I mean,
thugs.
it do be the thugs, but like, but no, it's more than the thugs though, because it's like it's okay to hustle, okay? It's totally okay to hustle. To hustle for your money, I get that. As long as you're doing it for the, good,
You gotta
good
do what
legal
you gotta
reasons.
do.
Do what you gotta do, but like,
That's me. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to keep the lights on in the crib. I respect that.
yeah, and like
I respect the hustle.
yeah, I know, I respect the hustle, but like, but don't choose someone who's like, how can I put it? Like, it's okay to hustle.
Hey, our generation messed it up. Messed it up for that
Like,
image of a thug. They messed it up, bro.
they
I
did
mean,
mess it up.
I got a lot of homies who hustle. I got a lot of homies that hustled their way out of the dirt. But I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, they have all this money right now, but they ain't even happy with themselves. So how are they going to be happy in a relationship if they don't love themselves first?
Exactly. And that's another thing. People do gotta love themselves, man. That's the key. Because if you can't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. That's definitely
That's big,
the
and that's where
biggest thing you
people fail
said.
at relationships at.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And like I feel like a lot of women don't really like they just kind of come. So here's the thing I want to like talk about too. Is like I feel like when it comes to like some women, I feel like a lot of women get damaged from a lot of men, and they'll come into the next relationship still damaged. and then they'll try to have a normal relationship, and then it'll just crash because they'll still have those negative you know those negative thoughts or those negative instincts, and it impacts that relationship. And that's why I feel like I mean, it's not just women too, men do it too, but like I'm just saying, I feel like
It
if
goes
you're
both ways.
huh
It goes both ways.
yeah, so like I feel like when it comes to relationships, I feel like you should definitely be mentally stable and be able to overcome your past traumas before you even get into your next relationship, so it doesn't affect the next person. Well, not infect, but affect the next person in that relationship, because you don't want to. If you just got out of something really bad and like and you're still having those bad tendencies, then you shouldn't be dating people. You should work on yourself, fix yourself, make yourself happy, and then proceed to find somebody else. That's just how I think things should work. Because and then if you're not mentally up here okay, and you're still having these bad tendencies, then you shouldn't be able to. I feel like you shouldn't be able to make on to that next step with somebody else until you make the step to fixing yourself. But
That's a ripple effect too, because
yeah, it is.
that negative energy gonna go to that person that didn't do
Mhm.
nothing, and they gonna be thinking like that.
Exactly, man. I agree. Couldn't have said it any better,
And
Antoine.
then they're gonna carry that on to the next person.
Yes, and that's why, man, I'm telling you, these relationships, man, they just there's something else in this generation, man. Like I still don't understand how like some of these relationships work with some of these people, man. Like I feel like people nowadays also too normalize like toxicity in relationships. They normalize abuse. They normalize mental abuse. They normalize like okay, like
Mental illness.
mental illness. That's another big one, a huge big one.
Also, sometimes it
Like-
be the social media that be messing it up because they be
Oh,
trying to
yeah. Mm-hmm.
they trying to visual themselves that how like social media is like they be putting up like relationship goals, videos of people like doing this and that, and they be trying to image that, and they be like, oh, this is what relationship should be.
Right. No, I understand what you're saying, Antoine. And that's, it's just like, with social media, with the other day too, like I seen this is like someone in Erie too. And it was so weird, bro. Like I seen a picture, bro, of like this guy. I guess like he posted a picture of him having like a black eye that his like girlfriend gave it to him, and like he was like, oh, if it's not like if it's toxic, if it's not toxic, it's not good or something. I'm like what the fuck are you talking about? What? Like I was so confused when I saw it. I'm like, are you serious? Like that's not like that's not cool. Like toxicity is not good.
No, it's
It's just
not.
a
And that's
cycle.
something. It is just a vicious cycle.
It is, and it's just like it was just so sad to see, man. Like when I saw that, I just shook my head, but I'm just like, is this for real? Like this has to be a joke, and it wasn't. Like I'm scrolling through the comments, like he was so serious too. I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm sorry, man. You
And,
need to.
and piggybacking off what Antoine said, social media is also normalizing cheating.
Oh yes, and it's like,
And
oh, with the cheating thing, that's another good one too, because I feel like men and women feel like, oh, like if I cheat, why are you leaving on me? Why are you leaving me? And why are you doing? No, 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 no. Like why should I stay with you if you cheated? No.
Second chance. The first time should never happen.
Yeah, first time should have not happened. Yeah, I get everyone makes mistakes, but no, if you really truly love someone, you're not gonna cheat on them. No, like that's some bullcrap, man. I honestly, I agree. With the whole just like I agree.
the sneaky
Hey, I
link.
tell everybody
Yeah,
this.
sneaky links. Yeah, that's to me. That's
Hey, if you
like,
don't,
it's just to me, bro. Like I get like we all have. We're grown men, grown women. We're adults. We all have tendencies. We both have sexual urges, and that's just how we were made. Like it's just that's just how we're made, and I get that. But like to me, it's like posting that kind of stuff, man. That attracts the wrong attention, and that attracts the wrong type of guy / girl, and then you get confused why they end up leaving you when when you do the business and be like, oh well, it's not serious. So it's like, okay, well, why should I have to be with this person? Or you like I said, you'll get attracted to that person, but then it ends up them using you for a long time, and then they end up, well, I got what I wanted, then I can leave. So it's just, I get that the whole sneaky leak thing. Yeah, I definitely agree. It's definitely not like, and I understand, like, and I'm not judging people who, like, do the whole thing, like, that's, if that's you, that you do that, whatever. But I also feel like, this generation is so lost. It's like, where is the genuine love? Where is the genuine affection, genuine feelings? And I get, sometimes we do get alone, and like, we kind of just like, lose ourselves. But like, it's really coming to the point where it's just like, they'll just, they'll literally, like, someone will make a post about like a sneaky link, never have met the person, never even spoke any word to them. They meet up, they have casual sex, whatever, and then the next day it's just, it'll either happen again, or they just stop talking, and then it's just pointless. It just becomes a pointless thing, and then just, or someone will think that they'll get a, like, sorry, I feel like also too, some girls feel like if they do that, they'll get the men's attention. And they're like, okay, well, if I give them this, then they'll give me a relationship. And then that's where that whole thing starts. And then, once the men get what they want, and then they leave, and then it ruins it the rest, ruins it for the rest of us. So that's a good thing that you brought that up. I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. Did not even think about that, man. That was a good one. But I'm trying to think. What else? Hey, man, we talked about a lot, man. I didn't think we was gonna talk about all this stuff.
It was a good topic though.
this is. I'm just trying to think. Like, I'm just think what else. I'm trying to think what else we could talk like about like Tinder too, because like I'm just trying to think of other stuff. Because like we can, like, oh yeah, we could talk about like personal, like, personal stuff that's happened on Tinder too, and I can, like, I'll explain my story first. Um, when I first had Tinder, it was like 2 or 3 years ago when I first got it, and I can't remember. It was like when I was going to Penn State Barron before I transferred to Edinburgh. I was a freshman in college, and I didn't have a girlfriend at the time, and like, I'm like, oh snap, like I'm an adult now. I can do the whole dating app thing. And I remember the first time I got it, it was really cool. I've met two people. I know at that time I met like 2 or 3 people from it, and they weren't really. They were okay. One of them was all right, and then one of them was just someone I just wish I never met. Well, I won't say I wish, but like, just not really generally the good person or whatever. And I don't know. It's just like, to me, I felt like, and I'm a decent looking person. I'll admit that. Like, I'm not, the prettiest male or most attractive person. So like, I understand like what it was already expected from my mind, and like understanding like, what's realistic and what's not realistic to me. So, when it came to the girls, I would get a couple, like, I would say that probably my first year when I first had Tinder, I had like maybe a good 200 matches, I think, maybe. And throughout those matches, like, the girls that I was talking to, it would just be like, hey, how you doing? Or like, just saying whatever. Mostly it'd just be, getting to try to get to know them. And then they would just like kind of just stop for whatever reason, because, with Tinder, girls kind of have all these choices. And then, so like, you'll be right here, you'll be right here, but then, there'll be 7, 8, 10 people already above you. So it's like, it doesn't really give you any chance to like really show who you are, because like, they have all these options and stuff, which, yes, you can't get too upset. Like, everyone gets to choose who get to, talk to and be with, but it's also like kind of unfair, because it's like, you really can't show who you are, because, because if it's not really 1-to-1, then it's kind of just hard to like put yourself out there to that person. So like, it's
very factual.
yeah, it's hard, man. Like, and it's like, yeah, you could say like, if you really want like a 1-to-1 thing with somebody, yeah, you could do that in real life. But see, the thing is about real life, man, it's like, I feel like real life is even worse when it comes to like dating nowadays, because it's like, okay, yeah, you can have the fear of rejection. Everyone has the fear of rejection. Well, not everybody, some people. And like, some people, hold on, I'm running out of time. We've removed 40-minute time limit for your group meeting. Okay. What the heck? I guess we've been recording for longer than 40 minutes. Dang, yeah, we have been recording for a little bit, so we'll start wrapping it up soon. So yeah, like, yeah, it's just, like, I've honestly had like times where like, you know, I've asked somebody out and like, you know, it's gone good. And some it's like, you know, they'll say no. I'm like, "Oh, that's fine. Like everyone gets rejected at some point and it's okay because, you know, you don't have to choose to be with somebody. But like now in this generation, I feel like now it's like a lot of men screw that up to like meet genuine people or like just trying to meet other girls because like I feel like what it is too is like, you know, a lot of men, they get really creepy and weird with it and about their approach, how to talk to women. And then it just messes it up. So like, you know, for example, you know, say if I was trying to talk, yeah. So like, you know, I'll try to like, for example, so I see a girl at school, you know, say hi, how are you? Trying to get to know them. It just kind of just like, you know, they kind of just well, it depends on like really where you're at though, like you know where you're trying to do this at, because you know obviously if it's like you know 10 o'clock at night, you're walking, you know, you randomly walk up to a girl that might be like, hey, like this
Hey,
girl.
this ain't like the 1950s or the 80s or 90s. You can't do that and it just
Yeah, it's
work
just
out
like yeah,
fine.
it's like you just can't walk up randomly. It's just like it's kind of hard because it's like you know one they don't want you to think like you're some creep, and two it's like it's just they just they'll think they're just some other guy trying to do something that the other guy tried to did. And like you know, and I get you have all the right to say no, or you have all the right to you know not talk to someone. But I'm just saying if you want like it's just in general. If I had to put this in a general like statement to like not make anything confusing, I feel like it is definitely hard to like approach women without like you know because you don't know what they've been through or what kind of men they've had in their life or what kind of situations they've been through to the point where it's like do they think that I'm being genuine about this or do they think that I'm just trying to get a you know whatever. So I definitely do feel like it's hard, and you know with my experiences and stuff, you know like I you know real life and Tinder, like real life, I mean real life it's gone pretty okay, nothing like weird happened, but like it definitely does make it kind of hard because you know there've been times where I've been rejected and I've been okay with it and that's fine. But it's like sometimes you just kind of get scared to make that approach because what if you know what if they've been with somebody that only used them and then you go up to them and they're like okay like they're like they kind of get offended when you ask them, and so it's like you know it kind of makes you wonder like then you know when is really the right time or like right place to like to talk to a girl or
Approach
try to
a female.
yeah it's just it's hard like it's confusing it still confuses me. It's like you know I don't choose weird settings to like try to talk to people like it could be at school. It's just like you know because it could be anywhere. It's just to me, it's like you got to find the right place and right time, or you're definitely just gonna mess up. But enough of that. Enough of the real life stuff. But yeah, back to the Tinder experiences. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
I've
sometimes
definitely
it's
met.
just
You said what, Antoine?
Okay, sometimes.
mm.
I don't know. I
It
know.
be hey, sometimes it be the girls that be they you know they put themselves
Oh
up
yeah, that
here.
too. Yeah, that
Yeah.
too. And they don't want to give like you know the nice guys a chance and or whoever a chance. But no.
Short story. You remember on my birthday when I was trying to talk to that girl in the mall?
Yes, Antoine. I remember that
Yeah,
situation.
She walked off. Soon as I turned away. I'm like, dang.
And like you know, and it happens. Like I said, some girls they get scared because they don't either they're not interested or you know whatever, which is fine. But like at the same time, sometimes it's like I feel like you know if someone you know say if that girl was single, and even if they are single, they could still say no. But it's like it just still makes it hard to like to tell like you know how can we talk to you? You know you don't women don't make the approach. If women and men both made the approach, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about this stuff right now. Like
I mean, like, just I know from my personal experiences, like back to that whole like materialistic and like just off the looks thing. I remember back when I was in the military, when I had my Tinder, like my Tinder was blowing up just because I was in a uniform. I mean, like I still get like a lot of good matches and stuff on my Tinder now. I mean, I barely ever go on there as much as I used to,
mhm.
but but the whole uniform thing, man, like because they know that like back when you're in the military, you got that money and you got all those benefits and stuff. So they be trying to get with you for that.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, man. I definitely agree. Like, you know, what you know, coming with the like, you know, coming with the military, you definitely do got a lot of benefits, and you know, then they'll see like, you know, they'll definitely will look at you. They'll look at you. They'll kind of like, you know, stereotype you a little bit too. They'll be like, okay, this guy's in the military. He got all this shit. I'm gonna go with that and use that for a while. Use that to my advantage, and then dip. It happens.
Yeah.
College, man, they know you about to get
Well,
that
no,
bank, so
college.
they going.
I feel like you can't really do that with college because, like, you know, that's like
Nah, I
I don't
feel
know.
like
Yeah, so
I
that's kind
think
of
you
really hard. Like,
can.
compared to the military, bro. Okay, look,
No,
college,
hey,
like,
I can't compare it to the military, but it's like if we think about like college ones, I'm like, a girl probably just using you just to you can do their homework, do their
I mean,
essays and
some
shit like
people,
that.
yeah, but
Rides the class and everything.
It's usually to be a rebound to make or get another person jealous,
oh
get
yeah,
them
I
to
hate that,
notice.
bro.
Oh yeah. I've been in those situations myself where I got used to make another dude jealous.
Yeah, I've been in that situation as well, where like you know you were just kind of just like an object just to make that other person feel good about themselves, and then also to get somebody else's attention. It's messed up. It's like
Notice until like that person be trying to come up to you and be trying to talk that cash. I'm like, man, I don't know you. I don't know what's the deal?
right.
I ain't gonna whoop your ass.
All that cat talk.
I'm dead, yo. But I'm trying to think. I think that's really it then. Really, that's just. I think that's a really. I think this is where we're gonna come to the conclusion about this video because this was a pretty long video, and I have to like. I might. I don't know. I probably won't edit. This might just be like the raw content. But I definitely feel like in general, if we had to like, conclude things, I definitely do feel like when it comes to dating and just like Tinder itself, it's so just weird and different for guys. I say on our part, you know, because we got to make the effort. We got to make the effort. You know, it's rare. I mean, you'll have some women that make the effort, but you know, we got to make the effort. You know, and then we have to go through the choices that you guys make, and then you know, some girls do make good choices, but at the same time, you kind of just block out the nice guys, and then you'll go with the really, you know, the really good looking dude that like just that ends up using you, and then the ruins a chance for other men. But yeah, but I just want to say that I want to say thank you for you guys, for being part of this video. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, Matt, for coming on. I know we haven't talked in a while, but I definitely do appreciate you being in this video because it means a lot. Because I definitely wanted to get this video out there for sure.
Oh, absolutely. It was a pleasure being on here, bro.
Thank you, and Antoine, thank you too. I didn't think he was gonna join the video, but I'm glad you
It was
came
a
through.
pleasure. Hey, maybe next time I could tell you my story about a girl got real like got to the point. Like when I was we matched and she's like, "Oh, the number." I'm like, "Okay, bet." And I tried to start off saying, "How's you doing? Like, what you do for real?" And then she was like, "All right, let's cut to the chase. I just got a relationship and I just want to have some fun." Bro, I swear my jaw dropped. I'm like,
Yeah, like I said, like
I
because
didn't say
some
nothing
men
after
ruin
that,
that,
for
bro.
real.
Some men and women
I
ruin that.
swear I did. Yeah, bro. I'm like, I had nothing to
Hey,
say. I blocked that. I deleted that number real fast. I'm
Go
like,
ahead, Matt.
oh man.
maybe we can do a part 2 on personal experiences from it.
Oh yeah, like dude, if you shoot, we can do a part 2 right after this if you want. And I can I can save this video or whenever. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm down for a part 2. I got all my stuff done that I needed to get done for the night, so I'm just cooling.
All right, word. We can. Antoine, you want to do a part 2, bro?
Oh, I'm cool.
All right, word. We can definitely do personal experiences because this is gonna be good content for the channel. All right, I'm gonna save the
Oh,
video.
absolutely.
So it's gonna let me stop the video. Let me stop recording now.